Tayo, my wife.
Summer has a lot of anime. I mean 68 shows, 2 movies and 5 specials? Only a lunatic would watch all that. Hi, I'm Lunatic. I have watched most of the animes this season, and honestly, they're all the same trash. So I thought, let me be the bait. I'll watch everything and let you guys know which ones are worth your time. With only one exception. No sequels. Yeah, I know. Bleach is ending and Rudius is having a threesome. I'm not gonna spoil anymore. We're not gonna do sequels. So it's purely new animes that you and I can go into without watching 100 episodes prior. This is summer 2026 anime, but only the good ones. Starting with... You ever seen those weird animes like Please Put Them On Takamine-san? Which is about a girl who time travels every time she takes her undies off. Like, who even watches this shit? They do. That overworked Japanese salaryman would watch anything to get his mind off work. That's what this anime is. Instead of making an anime for the overworked Japanese salaryman, let's make an anime about the overworked Japanese salaryman. Sasaki is a middle-aged office worker who finds little joy in his work. He smokes ciggies to take the edge off. But during the night is when his heart is the happiest. He goes to the supermarket to have his soul healed by his favorite cashier. Some may call him a creep, but I say he's a tier 3 sub. On one unpaid overtime night, he goes through his usual routine only to find his crush has already finished her shift. Fuck, gotta take the edge off. But he can't smoke in front of the super. Disheartened, he walks off only to find a goth girl inviting him to smoke behind the supermarket. It should have been me! So of course he bites. And of course, he doesn't recognize that the goth girl is actually his bias. I mean, who would have thought that these two are the same person? Surely not this guy. Yeah? The story is basically that. He gets teased by the cashier's alter ego and stays oblivious to the whole Yamada Tayama thing. I'm not sure how long this is gonna drag out. I reckon he's gonna get lung cancer before he ever finds out. I'm just here for the outro, you know? But they switched it for the TV anime, so it's a fresh take on this whole love status quo thing. Instead of the duo in their teens, it's now adults with their ciggies. There's not gonna be another smoking anime, is there? 8x36 is 0 waste. This is one of my favorite animes this season. It straight up shoots you into its world after a very brief exposition. Ready? Oh my god! Yeah, I know. Boom, the year is 2029. 3 years, by the way. Humanity has become so advanced that no one's really human anymore. If you lose a leg, just get another one. Cybernetic enhancements are the meta, and our main character is a ghost. In the shell, she and her squad are to take down the bad guys as the city's public security. You're not gonna understand a lot of what's going on. The anime throws you into its lore and the characters start spitting terms you've never heard of. What the fuck is a ghost key? What the fuck is a ghost? Hey, it's okay. You'll figure it out later on. In fact, the charm of Ghost in the Shell is in understanding what the terms are and questioning its meaning. If you've seen the 1995 film or standalone Complex, you would know that a lot of things are explained through the plot rather than dumping it in the exposition. But unlike those two, this one's more faithful to the source material. The manga is lighter and more comedic. The protagonist blushes and smiles and you see her... Whoa. You're not gonna get any of that in the earlier adaptations. But if I just crop the aspect ratio a bit and throw in a grunge overlay, suddenly we've gone back in time. If you like this one and the themes that it presents, you gotta check these two out. I mean, can you believe this was made in the 90s? Can't really say too much about the plot because a lot of what makes Ghost in the Shell so compelling is the way it gradually reveals its ideas to you. Look at this picture and tell me what do you see? The answer is ultimately left to you. Ever since little, Ai has always had a high sense of imagination. Or maybe she's just high. She stumbled across a manga store one day and that took her to a new high. 7 years later, she's gotten so big that she starts seeing manga characters in real life. She would ask questions like, what would a manga protagonist do? And assumes those actions. It's delusional. But it's through these delusions that she gradually found her way through life. She started making friends and found a passion for manga she never knew she had. If you ever held dear to a story, you know how that feels. This girl adores this manga like it was the Bible. It's about 2 robots learning how to interact with humans and navigate through social situations. That's how she was able to break through. but the manga only had one volume and had long been inactive. So when the author announced she was going to be attending the manga convention, this girl took off alone all the way to the big city of Tokyo, only to find out that the author was her teacher.
手島先生、ちょっといいですか。はい。人違いです。
Oh, where did she go? You gotta watch this anime. You get to see different people holding different reasons for why they love manga. And on the flip side, you get to see the struggles and worries of a new mangaka. Why did her teacher give up on manga? The steps that it takes to get your work published. Essentially, the title reflects the author's mindset in drawing manga. When he draws, he does so with the attitude that he has to draw this, then die. She went on to make Death Note. The author said he wanted to pour everything into his work, as if each manga could be his last. That mindset won him some of the biggest awards in the industry. I see a lot of myself in the character, and I find myself enjoying this anime way more than I imagine. Why the fuck is everyone smoking? Trust me, draw this, then die. What the fuck? A month ago, if you asked me to watch a Yuri anime, I would have hit the, nah, I'm good. But now, I'm a different man. I enjoy my fair share of Yuri, I've read Love Bullet, and I kinda like this one too. In a faraway land, there exists an orphanage that takes in children and trains them for war. Each night, lives are lost, and they're announced as if it was the norm. Class starts, and everyone moves on. That's fucked up. Sheena is weak. She's not exactly the best of the bunch, but she tries her best. Mimi is the opposite of Sheena. She's covered in blood the first time they meet, eats her rice bowl and sniffs her. The next day, the teacher introduces a new student in class and the two meet again. The two bonded and they're now roommates cause Sheena's roommate got killed. It's kind of fun. Magic exists in everyone, so when one runs out of them, they simply kiss to restore it. Hey, yo. I thought this was a one episode, watch and done kind of anime, but surprisingly, I was invested. I find myself saying, hey, this shit's pretty wholesome. I know, right? I also know that with the ring of a bell, shit can go down very fast, very quickly. You didn't think I was gonna recommend a normal lesbian anime, did you? I've hinted at how fucked up the story was, and throughout watching the anime, you just can't help shake the feeling that something really fucked up is going on. They say it's an orphanage, but it's really just a labor camp. The children die and everyone just accepts, and when they die, their bodies get disposed of, leaving no traces of their existence. Who are they at war against? What exactly are they fighting, and what is this Mimi thing? Some say she's immortal, the secret weapon of destruction who never dies, but the reason she can't die is because... This song goes so good with this anime. In the kingdom of A, an empress shall be chosen from 5 prominent clans. Ko-Reirin is the favorite. The crown prince fawns over her, and that sparked envy and hatred. This girl is a bitch. What a bitch. See? No one in the inner court likes her, and she hates herself as well. Fuck it, let's commit murder. Holy shit, that's gotta be a beheading. Now they've had her to a lion. The maiden awakens to find herself in the body of the perpetrator. There was a switch. The bitch had cast some sort of black magic to swap their bodies. Now Ko-Reirin is nothing but a sewer rat who's been exiled, while Shu Keigetsu might die any second now. She's weak, her body's frail like a feather. It's something that she has conditioned herself to endure all her life, but now that the new host has taken over, she's not coping well. Meanwhile, Ko-Reirin's living her best life. Finally, she has a healthy body, so she starts doing things she couldn't do before. But she's bound by a spell that restrains her from snitching, so even the crown prince who favors her all so much started treating her like shit. Now she's not the favorite anymore. She's the disgrace that has to deal with all the insults people throw at her. But she just lets it ride. She's an inept villainess. It's kinda inspiring. The Korean way of life has taught me not to blame the circumstances in our life. Appreciate all that we have and be optimistic on what we can do. Hey, screw you, YouTube! This story's like having a wish, but not specifying enough so the wish ends up biting you in the ass. I wish to be a millionaire, a renowned figure whose legacy lives on for generations to come. I know! This is the hidden gem of the season. As you watch through the first episode, the setting greets you with environments filled with visible brush textures and grains. The colors favor muted ochres and warm creams that reflect the landscapes of 13th century Persia. It's the first time I've ever seen an anime about Muslims. They actually use real Islamic prayers in the anime. Thank God there's no twin towers though. Sitara is a slave who gets sold off to a scholarly household. She misbehaves and tries to dip on her first day. She doesn't want to study or make cute faces just to be sold off to another master. Muhammad is the young master of the house. He grabbed the biggest pill they could find and yeets it into the courtyard. All to prove a point that when you have knowledge, you will know what to do wherever you are. This inspired Sitara to start studying, and as the years go by, she learns how to read and recite the Quran. Knowledge has become a big part of this little one's life. Until the influence of Genghis Khan began to spread terror. Everyone dies. The days of happiness faded like distant stars, and the faintest glimmer of hope slowly slipped away. Sitara was robbed of her family again. This is the story of how one girl, a slave, who eventually rose to wield great power over an entire continent. If you know a little bit about the Mongol Empire, you would find the same historical figures in the show. I'm telling you, if they keep doing this, history books are gonna be replaced with anime. Don't let the art style and character design keep you from giving the show a chance. These are all the animes I think are worth your time, and if you think there are some that I've missed, leave it down in the comments. We are not gonna talk about this one.
What the fuck?